The college football playoffs in 2023 are going to be electric, and I know FSU fans are shaking their head and rolling their eyes and saying they didn't get it right. This is horrible. What's even the point of playing games? I really think the committee got the best 4 teams in, and that's all that matters. Not the 4 most deserving, the 4 best. There's one new member. It's Texas. Texas is one of the biggest fan bases in college football. They've been waiting to be back, and they're finally back. Every single year, it seems like it's Alabama, Clemson, Alabama, Georgia, or we know what's going to happen in the playoff. But this year, we have no clue. Honestly, I could see every single possibility. It's been such a wacky year in college football. There hasn't been one dominant team, and that's why I'm so excited. There could be a lot of interesting matchups. Michigan versus Washington, I'd like. Michigan versus Texas. Alabama versus Washington. But the one that I think we all want deep down, unless you're a Husky fan, unless you're a Michigan fan, is Alabama and Texas. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you never miss out on another upload like this. I'm Saturday Shenanigans, and I post college football videos 3 times a week and YouTube shorts every single day. I'm putting in that work for you guys. Make sure to subscribe and join the best family in college football. A rematch of a Week 2 game where Texas went into Tuscaloosa and handled Alabama, winning 34-24. Quinn Ewers was great. 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, 350 yards, and Jalen Milroe for Alabama was not himself. He's not the same Jalen Milroe that we see now, dominating freak athlete. He was just not ready to play at that time. As we know, these are 2 very different teams than September 9th. Obviously, Alabama's seen as a different team by the committee. The fact that they won out and they put them in at the number 4 spot over FSU, they beat Georgia, the team that had won 29 straight. That means a lot. Texas has had their fair share of bad moments too. Obviously, they had the dud in the Red River Showdown, losing to number 12 Oklahoma. They didn't play well against Kansas State. They didn't play well against TCU, but their starting quarterback Quinn Ewers was out for some time, so you got to give it that. They did impress in the last 2 games with the 57-7 victory over Texas Tech, which is always a tricky game for them, and then absolutely blowing out Oklahoma State, which I was surprised about in the Big 12 championship, so they're coming in a little hot as well. We love rematches in college football. We already saw a great one this season. Oregon and Washington played once in Seattle, and then they did it again in the Pac-12 championship game. That game was fireworks, pure entertainment. We've seen it in the national championship before, and we've actually seen it with Alabama. In 2012, they lost to LSU 9-6. Yes, that was a very low-scoring game. Then they come out in the BCS national championship, and they whoop their butt 21-0. Nick Saban knows how to play a team twice. This is really funny because here I am glazing Alabama, and in week 2 when they lost to Texas, I absolutely counted them out. I made a video a very long time ago talking about how Alabama was done, and it seems like every time I bet against Nick Saban and the public bets against Nick Saban and counts him out, he proves them wrong. So it's very hard to go against Alabama right now. Since I'm already dropping a little hint, I'm making a video at the end of the 2023 season titled Reacting to My Worst Takes of the Season. It's going to be a really funny one. You guys are going to want to tune into that. Here I am hyping up this rematch, but these teams still have to win their semifinal, and there's absolutely nothing given. Texas has to play Washington, a very strong Huskies team, electric offense. They had the Heisman runner-up. They have unbelievable weapons at wide receiver. And then you have Michigan that Alabama has to play. Michigan is the clear number 1 this season. They haven't lost. They are the kings until they're knocked down. Texas is coming into the game against Washington as a 4-point favorite, which I am shocked about. Seriously, I mean, Washington went undefeated in the Pac-12, and I think the Pac-12 was up there for one of the best conferences in football. And the fact that they're favored by 4 kind of confuses me, but hey, we're going to run with it. Maybe that choice is because Washington won a lot of close games, but if anything, that gives them the advantage. They know how to win late. Their players are clutch. We've seen them do it time and time again, and they did it in the Pac-12 championship game as well. Texas has the advantage in the trenches, and that's a really big thing for this game. One thing to mention is that Xavier Worthy, Texas's best wide receiver, his status is unknown for this game, and that's going to be huge. If the Longhorns can run the ball against the weak defensive line of the Huskies and then use that to leverage play action, they're going to be in a really good spot because we know they're going to have to put up a lot of points to win this game. Their run defense is very good, but their secondary is not quite up to that level, and you have some of the best wide receivers. You have Rome Odunze, Jalen McMillan. Come on, you're going to have to compete against that, so Texas is going to need to run the ball and score points. Also, for the Texas defense, they're going to need to force Michael Penix to take the check down. Arizona did a great job of this when they played them. It was a very close game. I recommend all of you to go back and watch the film from that one. For Alabama and Michigan, Michigan's favored by 1.5, which actually makes sense because the higher seed is favored. Harbaugh versus Saban. Come on now. It doesn't get better than this. I think Jim Harbaugh is a great coach, but he's 0-2 in the college football playoff. And if he loses this one and goes 0-3, there's going to be serious talks about if he's really the right guy. Jalen Milroe is amazing at extending plays for Alabama at quarterback. When he gets the pressure on him this game against Michigan, if he can get out of the pocket, move, and throw at a high percentage like he normally does with plays more than 20 yards down the field, Alabama's going to be in a great position to win. The Crimson Tide are not just going to walk in there and win the game easily. The Wolverines are so good at everything they do, offensive line, defensive line, rushing, passing, any way you want to say it. They are the most balanced team in college football. They can beat you in many ways. Michigan likes to stay on schedule. They don't push themselves back in third and long situations. They don't penalize themselves, and that's how they like to play ball. Alabama defense is going to need to make J.J. McCarthy uncomfortable and get him off his timing and rhythm. If all this happens, then boom, we have an Alabama-Texas rematch in the college football playoff. We have what a lot of people want to see, and oh my, is it going to be a good one. This is a message to all the Wolverine and Husky fans out there. I would not be surprised if you guys are in the final as well. That's what makes the 2023 college football playoff so special. In a year where we've seen the unexpected, in a year where we don't really have a team that stands above the rest, I'm just so excited to watch this unfold, sit back with my popcorn, and enjoy the culmination of an amazing college football season. In the final year of the 14 playoff, all this controversy about who gets in, we are moving forward to the 12 team next year, but it's great to enjoy what we have now. Guys, thank you so much for reaching the end of the video, and I appreciate all the support that you've been giving in the last couple weeks. It's been insane. Seriously, seeing every single comment, it just makes me so happy. I love discussing with you guys. Making this channel was one of the best things I ever decided doing. For so long, I was scared to do it. I wasn't going to step out of my comfort zone, but the fact that I did led me to this point now where you're all watching, and I just love it. I'm having such a fun time. You guys are awesome. If you're new, make sure to subscribe and join the best family in college football. I've been Saturday Shenanigans, your home for unfiltered college football content, and I'll see you guys in the next one.